Hey y'all, what's good? This your boy Unexpected Wonder back again. Yes, I know it's been a little while and I promise more videos, but y'all know how life is. In fact, I actually put up a video, or attempted to put up a video last week, but I had some complications with YouTube. You know how it is, especially with the new layout and everything. I ain't got nothing against it, but YouTube is getting like Facebook, okay? Anyways, this is the beginning of my top 5 series where I'm just going to be talking about miscellaneous things. You never know, so stay tuned in. And I promise now, more videos will be coming on. I cannot say daily, but just more videos are coming on as I'm getting more used to doing videos and jazz. Anyway, let me get to it. This is the top 5 reasons that Dwight Howard is the most overrated player in the NBA. Now, look, I'm not hating on the man. I realize that Dwight Howard is a multiple defensive player of the year, and I respect that. Dwight Howard has actually improved some, and I respect that too. I love sports. I love players. I will not give my top 5 on this video, especially since one of them is still, I guess, hurt. But anyways, Dwight Howard. Let me just get to it, and y'all see. Leave the comments what y'all think at the end of the video. Coming in at number 5, free throws, or should I say poor free throw shooting, a lack of free throw shooting. Now, Dwight Howard, some say he the best big man in the league. I personally think, this is just me, that Kevin Love is the best big man in the league because he does so much. He's a double-double machine. Remember, he had a game where it was like 51 straight or something like that, or 51 in the season, something of that nature. Anyways, that's neither here nor there in this video. Dwight Howard, if y'all have noticed, any of y'all Laker fans especially know when y'all frustrated, and especially if any of y'all are viewers of First Take on ESPN2 at every morning, 10 o'clock, and then it does again at noon. Dwight Howard struggles from the line. And this not just struggles. It is piss poor from the line for a professional player. The man is, I believe, last I heard, was it 46%? These are Ben Wallace type numbers. Okay, y'all. Ben Wallace type numbers. Y'all remember him? Okay, especially when he was with the Pistons and they had them couple good years back in the middle of the last decade. Okay. Shaq, as much grief as people got, he hit them when they counted. But he still wasn't as bad as Dwight Howard is. Wilt Chamberlain, they also said, none. You're supposed to be the best big man in the league, and you can't hit free throws. So when it comes to the last 2 minutes, especially of the game, it's Hacker Dwight. And he becomes a liability to the Lakers or to any team. You gotta hit free throws. I'm sorry, what are you doing? You are a professional. This is what you do for a living. Now, I'm not saying you gotta be perfect. No, but I say you got to get them free buckets. Number 4. Lack of a jump shot. Now, look, I understand Shaq and some different players were, they didn't really shoot in the past. But there's a great tradition of big men, especially of somewhat of the type of frame, ain't huge, that could shoot jumpers. Patrick Ewing, Tim Duncan, just to name a couple more recent ones without, Dwight Howard. It's just recently, within the last 2 seasons, that he somewhat developed a kind of post game that is recognizable to anyone who knows basketball. The fact is, especially with Mike D'Antoni's offense, He can't shoot a jump shot. He can't shoot a jump shot. It ain't like he a 7-footer either. He maybe makes 7 foot. I don't even know. Shoot, Kevin Garnett hits jumpers. And y'all know Kevin Garnett. I mean, he been doing it. Tim Duncan. I mean, these guys can hit jumpers. And they can also go big. Even at Kevin Garnett's KG's advanced age, he can still do ball in the paint. But the fact of the matter is, Dwight Howard, he just, without jump shooting, it makes him so one-dimensional. Leads me to the third point. Leads me to the third. Inconsistency. Dwight Howard's about the most inconsistent player in the league. And it frustrates me as a basketball fan overall. Because someone who has the talent that man has, and in this kind of game where there's a lack of big men, really, the fact is, Dwight Howard should be getting easy 20-25 points a game. Easy. The man is inconsistent at scoring the basketball. He might be graded on defense most of the time. Sometimes he's a, where were you, Dwight? But most of the time he's graded on defense. But offensively, I mean, I could go to his Orlando days, where he was supposed to be the face of the franchise, and he was supposed to be he wasn't even a go-to man even in their championship run. If y'all happen to remember that, against the Lakers a few years back, y'all remember that? I believe it was 2009. Dwight Howard can't dominate games. Tim Duncan used to dominate games. Shaq used to dominate games. I'm trying to think of big men who y'all would remember. Dwight, Dirk Nowitzki, but he could dominate games offensively. You know what I'm saying? Where you back for the tradition of the big man, where you can give and they can take over games like guards do, like forwards do. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of these guys were more forwards, they could play centers too. Dwight Howard. Again, what are you gonna get out of him? You just sometimes just never know. Number 2 reason: weak mentality. Now, I'm not saying the man can't play, and I'm not saying his work ethic ain't there or whatever. What I'm saying is, the man gets frustrated too easily. The man fouls too much. A lot of times don't be called. I'm referring to mainly in Orlando because I haven't watched the Lakers much this season, and for good reason. I'm kind of waiting till Steve Nash gets back. But I mean, it's too easy for dudes to get in, which lowers his offensive efficiency. You know what I mean? You have been playing in the league how long? People gonna be playing physical. You want to play physical? You a bigger guy? You gotta keep your head. If you ever want a chance, any type of shot at not only a championship but fulfilling your potential, you gotta have it here. Everything begins in the mind. Anybody in life, and especially in sports, any athlete who's really dedicated understands this, and a coach who's legit, any legit person understands this. It begins up here. And my number 1 reason that Dwight Howard is the most overrated player in the league is because the lack of true big man. Now, y'all heard what I said. I believe Kevin Love is the best big man in the league. Kevin Love ain't that big, y'all. Don't throw Andrew Bynum. Don't even throw him. You can't throw Paul Gasol. You might want to throw Mark. I don't know. I mean, we have become basketball itself has become very guard heavy. You understand? It's become a small man's game. Basketball has always been a big man's game. I'm not a giant myself, And I love the flashes and style as much as everybody else. But basketball is suffering, especially the NBA is suffering because of lack of defense. What you don't have when you don't have the big man, you leave the middle open for the slashing and everything. And so defenses and shot making goes up and everything. If you notice over the last 4-5 seasons, you see a trend going up. You don't have true big men anymore. So it makes Dwight Howard look phenomenal. When the fact is, just a decade, I ain't even gonna go way back in the day, or even back in the Jordan era. Just a decade ago, Dwight Howard would have been, I don't know, lucky. It would have been hard very difficult for him to make the All-Star game. It just, I ain't hating on the man, but the fact is, there ain't many options. So he looks beast. When in the fact of the matter is, he's no superstar. He's at most an all-star. Now, some may say I'm crazy for this, but let's be real. My number one example. Do y'all remember that final, the season where they went to the championship? Where the team was built around Dwight Howard. It was full of shooters. They had Hedo Turkoglu, Jameer Nelson, who happened to be hurt most of the season. You had Rashad Lewis. You had Vince Carter. And you had some other players. But them were the main memorable ones. I mean, you also had, I believe, J.J. Redick and different ones. Anyways, Dwight Howard was it. Y'all saw what happened, if you remember. Or you can go back and probably look at some YouTube or whatever. In the finals, Dwight Howard wasn't the go-to man. Some said Jameer Nelson. I was reminded earlier. My dude at the time, one of my dudes at the time, Hedo Turkoglu, he was balling. Sometimes is Vince Carter gonna be the X factor? There was everybody, very rarely throughout that season was Dwight Howard the X factor. That should be the telling sign. Dwight Howard, top 5. This is the video of the top 5 reasons Dwight Howard is the most overrated player, and I am not gonna bore y'all because this is long enough. I could go on and on, but y'all get it. I promise now that more videos will be coming, and I will get y'all good quality videos. I promise. Alright, peace. Have a good night. Have a good day, morning, whenever y'all see this. Deuces.